miles. So, but when I was in the desert, right? When you walk out to the desert, you hear me? You're walking out to the desert because when you walk out to the desert, because you got to follow that train track, because the train track is because there's no more phone. You don't got no phone now. The phone is dead. There's no electricity. So that train track, before you lost your phone, you looked at the Google map and you see the train track. So you say, all right, this train track is going to go into a town called Hoyt. You know what I mean? There's a town called Hoyt over there. It's 60 miles from here, but this train track is going to take me there. I got 2 buckets of peanut butter. Look. You see this peanut butter? This exact peanut butter. I buy it because it has a sentimental value to me now. But you see this peanut butter? I could buy Skippies, but I buy this because this thing, I don't know, it's been with me through tough times. So you see this peanut butter? I buy 2 buckets of this. I buy jelly and I buy 5 loaves of 88 cents bread from Walmart. That was my survival. You hear me? That's how I survived all those months over there. That's how I survived those months. Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm not joking with you. It was crazy. Because when you got to follow that road, because you got to follow the train track. Because the train track, before your phone died, you know that train track is going to a town called Hoyt, and they got a mom and pop store in there where you're gonna be able to buy more water because they're not gonna have peanut butter. And if they got peanut butter, it's gonna cost $10 a jar of peanut butter like this. Yo, it's crazy. I'm telling you. But I got enough peanut butter to last me for 2 weeks till I get to the next Walmart. You hear me? That's how it goes. I promise you. I'm not lying to you. I can't make this shit up. It's crazy. It's crazy. It was crazy experience. That's why I liked it so much, because it was a survival. That I felt like I was in a movie for you. Like I just escaped. Like I escaped a refugee camps or something. You know what I mean? That's the type of feeling that you get. Like, man, I'm all alone. It's me. Oh man. Oh, so I was telling you, there was one night that I was sleeping over there, and I slept with the quilt over my head, just in case. I slept with the quilt over my head every time, because you can't see nothing anyways, right? And something I hear, so this gravel, all right, so when you over there, when you in, what's the name of this? The train tracks in the desert, there's gravel everywhere. If you look wherever there's all right, if you pay attention now, I'm gonna show you something. When you go through a railroad crossing, you know where the bing, 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 and the thing comes down and it blocks the road so the train track will go through. If you look on both sides, you're gonna see a thing that looks like a silver refrigerator. Every railroad crossing has that silver refrigerator. Now over there, it's a control. It's a control box or something, right? Good night, Queenie. God bless you. Love you. So I was sleeping next to that control box. That's like every mile they have one of those control boxes. You hear me? Every mile. So I was sleeping next to that control box. Everywhere. You remember me? Where you remember me from? Pinoy. It's an electric box, yeah. So that box is everywhere in the desert too. Wherever the train tracks go, there's one of those boxes like every mile or something like that. So whenever I was going to sleep, I sleep next to that. So while I'm sleeping, I hear footsteps in the middle of there's nobody, there's no roads, there's nothing. I hear footsteps coming. You hear me? I hear the footsteps coming. You know what I mean? I said I'm dead, because it don't matter what it is. I'm not ready for whatever it is. It don't matter. So I said if I woke up because I hear I'm all right. So I'm sleeping on gravel because those boxes is on gravel. I'm cooking. I'm making sweet plantains. So what happened is when I heard that, it was too late. I can't. If it's a hitman, I'm finished. And if it's an animal, I better relax, because so then what I remember was I'm next to this silver box. So what I did was When I felt that he touched my head like he's smelling, that's how I knew it was an animal right there, because I hear the nose smelling. So what it was, I smacked that box. I'm right next to the box, the silver box. When I smacked it so hard. You hear me? When I smacked that silver box, it sounded like a gunshot. I hear those feet take off on the gravel, because I'm sleeping on gravel. That was the only experience. I don't know what the animal that was. I don't know what animal that was, because I didn't get to see. It's too dark regardless. I don't know what animal it was, but I know that animal, it took off. When I hit that box, that animal took off like if he took off like a Tasmanian devil. I'm telling you. And then I tried to look, but I couldn't see. You can't see at night in the desert. You can't see nothing. And there's no phone because there's no electricity. So there's no light. Oh man, you kidding me? You don't know. That was one of those nights there in the desert. There was crazy times. There was times I was in the desert, right? I was in the desert and I'm sleeping. I'm about to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but I'm in a tunnel. And now the tunnel is under a highway. I think it's Highway 10. I mean I-10 or I-20, one of those two. Those are the only highways that go through the desert. And I got my flashlight on. I had just left a city. I don't know what city I left, but I left the town. I don't know what town, but I'm going back into the desert. So I'm like on the I-10, I-20. Underneath a tunnel, the tunnel is underneath the highway. And I hear the doors, I-20, I think it was I-20, you're right. And then I hear the doors open, like you know when the undercovers or the cops jump out, it goes tuk 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 tuk. The doors open like that, and they say, "Don't move." That was, you know who it was? It was Border Patrol. So Border Patrol pulled up and they talking to me in Spanish. "Tú estás solo?" They telling me, "You alone?" I said, "I'm a citizen." "Tú estás solo?" I said, I'm a citizen. That happened. You hear me? Nah, that was like I was probably in New Mexico. I think I was in New Mexico or Arizona, one of those two. I was either in New Mexico or Arizona when that happened. That particular incident. And I walked. Well, I don't have it here. I got my passport. I was walking with my passport on me all the time. Tyra, what's up, Tyra? I see you. Yeah, we here. We talking, Tyra. We just talking here with the people. La migra. So they say. So what they call when you're a citizen, they call you Lima, Lima. They talk to each other in codes. They say Lima, Lima. Lima means that you're a citizen. That's what that means. So they calmed down. I showed them the passport. They said, "What you doing here?" I said, "I'm walking. I'm doing Guinness Book of Records." I told them I wasn't going to tell them I heard God and that. I wasn't going to say that because the first thing that came to my mind is I'm doing a Guinness Book of Records. I'm going around the United States of America. That's it. That's what I told them. I said, "I'm trying to get to California. And then from California, I'm going to go to Washington." They probably didn't believe me. But I said, from after California, I'm going to Washington. So we started talking. You heard? So we just started talking there. But all of this is recorded in their cameras because they all got body cameras. You heard me? They all got body cameras. So we just talking there, and they laughing, and I'm laughing, and everything is cool. They show me mad respect. Once they knew I was a citizen, they knew that I wasn't here for trouble. I wasn't causing no trouble or nothing. I told them, they saw me. I had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in my hands. When they came, I had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in my hands with almond milk. I used to buy almond milk too when I left. Yeah, I did have almond milk. I think so. I had just left. I had just left a town, like a town, like a Walmart town. I used to love buying almond milk. I'm from Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan. I lived all those places. I lived in the Bronx. I lived everywhere. But I was raised in Manhattan. I was raised in 108th Street. I was raised in 108th Street in Amsterdam. That's where I was raised. 108, 107, 109, 106, 105, all of that. Douglas, all the... I was raised over there. Yeah. Nah, I don't know. I don't know about the... I mean, if I get the opportunity... something amazing has to happen for me to write a book. Yeah, I was living... The last time I was living in New York City, I was staying in Queens, in Woodhaven. I was staying in Woodhaven, Queens. That's where I was. I was living in Woodhaven, Queens the last time I was... When I left on the journey around the United States of America, I left from Woodhaven, Queens. I started walking from Woodhaven, Queens. Yeah, I walked back. I walked around the United States. I walked back home. I walked back to Queens, New York City, to Woodhaven, and then from there, I walked over here. I never stopped walking. Every day I was walking till I got here. East New York City, Pink House. Kibo, I see you, my boy. Nay, social life. Gadget. Yeah, but something amazing has to happen. Something more than this. For me to write a book, there has to be a victory. Like a victory. You know, there has to be like after I tell everybody the purpose and everybody gets to do this project together, then it's a book. You dig what I mean? Because then it's like, all right, and then this happened. Boom. But right, that's the story, another story. But if I get in contact with the person I need to get in contact with so they can make that project happen, then it would be worth a book, because then everybody's working together on this project. So I'm waiting for God to tell me what's next. Yeah, from New York City, around the United States. I went from New York, I went to Georgia. From Georgia, I went to Texas to Cali. From Cali, I went to Washington. From Washington, I went to Wisconsin, to Green Bay. In Green Bay, I came down to Chicago. From Chicago to Detroit. I went to Cleveland. To Vermont, and I went to Maine, Vermont, and what in the world? Vermont, Maine, and New Hampshire. And then I came back down to New York City. And after I got to New York City, that was right before Christmas. 2021, right before Christmas. I got to New York City over here. Here. Yeah, I went to all of that. Farmers Boulevard. You hear me? Yeah, I promise you. It's there. If you look, Google shows you where I went. If I show you the dates, you see that I walked because it took so long to get from here to there. You see that it's walking. You see. It's all there. Google records all of that. That was the best. Yeah, I just found that out not too long ago. I just found out about Google like a week ago or something. Yeah. Mississippi. I don't know if I didn't go through Mississippi. Mississippi's next to New Orleans, right? I didn't go through there. I went Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee. I went through there like that. I went Tennessee, Memphis. I went through Memphis, Tennessee. I went through Arkansas. I went through Arkansas. I went to Texarkana, and from Texarkana, I went into Texas. Through Texarkana, that's how I went. So it was Memphis, then I went to Arkansas, then I went to Texarkana. From Texarkana, I walked. When I went in through Texarkana, I went through Dallas. I walked Dallas. I walked Fort Worth. I walked El Paso. I went a straight line through there. Whoop. I went to El Paso. From El Paso, I started the journey. New Mexico. I went to Las Cruces, New Mexico. I went through there. That was the journey. Yeah, it was a journey, man. It was a journey. I tell you. Hold on, let me do this real quick. It was a crazy journey. That journey was crazy. But it was cool. It was a cool journey. It was cool. There was thunderstorms. There was all of that. There was blizzards. Everything that negativity tried to stop me with was crazy, but it was all physical. There was days that I felt like I was going to freeze to death. But the good thing about that time was that I had money, so I was going into the laundromat. Whenever I got soaked and stopped raining, I'll go in and dry the clothes. You understand what I'm saying? Because it was freezing. It was freezing when I left. I went walking, Mari. Te lo prometo. I promise you. I walked all of that. Texarkana, yeah. That's how I went. I remember going into Texarkana. I went to Dallas. And then from Dallas, I made it to Fort Worth. From Fort Worth, I went to El Paso. I went a straight line like that. There was a whole bunch of other towns there. That's how I made it. Texarkana is a state line, is right there. Half of like you cross from one street to another, and it's Texarkana, and the other is Arkansas and Texarkana, something like that. That's the state line right there. That was that town. Like Yuma's the same thing. Yuma is Arizona, and then after that, on the other side, is California. There's a lot of towns like that where the state line is. That gets me very happy because you feel accomplished when you get to the next. When you get to the next state, it's like yes. I used to get real happy when I made it to the next state. I was happy. You hear me? I was real happy every time I made it to the next state because it's an accomplishment. Damn, I'm looking for the strainer. What's the strainer? That's crazy. What's that? Is that you guys, you know what will happen if we take people with us? You guys will get, I'm telling you, it's devastating. It's devastating. It's not easy. It's not the journey. So once you got people, like if they having a bad day, that's going to come onto you. If you're having a bad day, it's going to trickle onto them. You understand? And then that could possibly, hinder you from completing that journey. The food is good, Queenie. You know we don't play no game. That could hinder you from completing the journey. I know, because there's times that you're gonna wake up. Like, let's say if you don't want to walk through the rain, and I'm like, yo, we gotta walk through the rain. We gotta make 30 miles today. What do you mean you don't want to walk through the rain? No, I feel sick. What happens? You can't leave no man behind. So you understand what I'm saying? That's the thing with taking people along with you. You heard me? I know. A lot of people told me, can I walk with you? I'm like, you can walk with me here in the town. But you're not gonna do this whole trip with me, because if one day you don't fit, you know what I'm saying? You think what I'm telling you though? One person like me, I don't want nobody to hinder me, and then I don't want to leave nobody behind, because it's a catch 22. It's a catch 22. Yeah, that's why I never really, there was a lot of people told me, can I walk with you the journey? I said, you can walk with me in the town. There was a sheriff that walked 30 miles with me. He walked me through this guy was amazing. His name is Sheriff Brunson. Him and his family, his wife and everything, walk with me. Man, it's crazy. I'm telling you, that was in Tuskegee, Alabama. He walked with me 30 miles. You dig? With an entourage, with a whole bunch of cameras, people, we walking. Oh my God. I'm like, it was motivation. It was motivation. My boy, he's a coach, so he's like a team player. He's like one of those. He's a coach and a sheriff. He's a coach for like college or something like that. He's like a college coach for football or something like that, or high school or college. I don't know what it is, but I know he's a coach, and he's like the town superhero. You dig what I mean? Like he's Tuskegee's superhero, man. So him walking with me, forget about it. It was lit. You hear me? That was love. The food is good, Queenie. We put this love. You see the love. You see how tender I am with the food, taking my time, smooth, I don't only have the Bible. You see in this phone right here, I got the Bible. I got the book of Enoch. I got the Apocrypha in there. I got the book of Jubilee. You hear me? I got all of those books. It's called Audible. So when I was walking around the United States, I was listening to all of that. Because you could, the thing about that is you could download it to your phone, the whole book. You heard the whole book, you could download it to your phone. So even if there's no internet, you could hear the book perfectly. You could hear the words perfectly. I have all of that. The book of Enoch is something that I suggest you read. Read that book so you can see. Read the book of Enoch so you can see how relative it is to today. Read it. Yeah. I have all of that. There's an app called Audible. They read anything that you want. They read it to you, whatever. It don't matter what it is. You pick a book, they got it there. And they read it to you. So you don't gotta be, you know what I mean? You don't gotta like get your you know what I mean? Nah, man. I'm a regular dude. I believe in God. I believe that Jesus is God. God is Jesus' Father. I believe that when Moses was out there, he was talking to God. You understand? This is what I believe. I don't know this 100%. You understand? I don't know this. But that's what I believe. That's what I was taught. I believe that. I can't prove it to you. But I know that the God, the Creator, I know He exists. You understand? And I know Jesus is the Son of God. I know that. But like Noah and all these people, I know that. But I don't know anything else. I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Everything else is faith. I believe. You dig? But I know 100% that God is real. The Creator of all things, I know He's real. And I know negativity exists for real. Like He exists, like in the flesh. I know that too. I know all of that. we're gonna be cooking here for hours. I believe the Bible. I know God. I know God exists. I believe in the Bible, and I also believe there's a lot of things that are untold. This is not complete. You don't have the complete. So you see, if you read the Bible, if you read it like a fairy tale, like a regular book, you're getting like 1/3 of what the Bible is. For you to understand the Bible, you need to be real good at parables, metaphors. You got to be able. Not everybody can read the Bible. You can read the Bible for what it is. It's like reading any book. You can read it for what it is. But the Bible, that thing is encoded. That's not that was art. That's artificial intelligence. You hear me? I don't want to go here. I don't like talking about, why I don't like talking about religion? Because they'll shut me down. They've done it a lot of times. They've done it a lot of times, you hear me? But if you don't know how to read, if you don't know how to break, you're not even really reading, you're just reading like a book. But the Bible is, woo! You hear me? The Bible is so much. It's not, man, you got to be able to read between the lines. You got to be able to decode what's going on. There's a lot of things that's not said. It's incomplete stories. You have to be able to break the code, the parables. There's a lot of parables. It's artificial intelligence that wrote that book. It's not regular you and me. You understand? You crazy? That thing comes like way ahead of time. You understand? You don't just read the book, think, oh, if you read it like that, you only got 1/3 of what the book is really made for. You understand what I'm saying? You crazy. But we're not going to get into that. I can't get it. The Creator is coming soon, and He will explain to you what's happening. But for now, just be kind. I tell you this. Be kind, be cool. Be your best version. Be your best version. That's all I can say. Everything else. We can't get into religion. They'll shut down they'll shut it down. They'll shut down both of the phones right now. Bing, boom, bang. They'll shut everything down. Yeah. You don't just read the book. No, that doesn't happen like that. The Bible was made by artificial intelligence. That's all I got to tell you. That's all I got to tell you. Period. Artificial intelligence. It wasn't made by Ren and Stimpy. You understand what I'm saying? This thing was made from people that were way ahead of their time. That was connected. You dig what I mean? With artificial intelligence. All right. So we're not gonna get into that, bro. Because I'm telling you, they always shut me down when I start talking religion. They don't like it. They shut me down immediately. Ping, boom, bang, quick. We can't talk religion here. That's a sensitive topic, Religion is a very sensitive